Hello everybody on YouTube and all the NBA player fans out there. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my picks for the 2021 Conference Finals. Check it out. First off, let me just say this. This is a very interesting playoffs for the NBA right now. We have a lot of star injuries that have been hurting, which that costs a lot of teams. And we got some unknown stars that have been helping out with the team's organization too from in the past playoffs. And we got some shocking upsets on both sides, which Milwaukee upset Brooklyn, and Atlanta upset the Philadelphia in that point. So, and of course we got the sweep from the Phoenix Suns, and of course we got the Utah Jazz when they beat out the when they beat Memphis, which I don't think that was an upset anyway, so I think I picked them to win that anyways. But that being said, though, we have a lot of guys in there. But I'll tell you one thing. One thing right now, if I had to pick a Coach of the Year candidate right now, Nate McMillan, who was an intern head coach the start of the year under Lloyd Pierce, and Lloyd Pierce was fired and when they had a bad result, and all of a sudden, Nate McMillan came in and turned the other way around. And now they're in the playoffs, and they're which Atlanta's case, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2015, and they're looking for their first championship since the Atlanta Braves in '95, which are trying to get into their first championship appearance since the Atlanta Braves in '99. So it's just kind of a little interesting note on that. But that being said, though, I think that being said, my Coach of the Year candidate is going to be Nate McMillan because of what he's been doing with Atlanta. Our 36-36 team all of a sudden turns it around, and it makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, but that being said, I think this is going to be a very interesting candidate. But I'm going to kick things off in the Eastern Conference Finals as they kick off tonight. So I think for that series with the Bucks and Atlanta, I think this is going to be a really tough one to match up. Milwaukee's open as the favorite to win this one series, but Milwaukee, don't get me wrong. Milwaukee put up a fight against Brooklyn, and they put up, a tremendous upset against the Brooklyn Nets. And that being said, I think that's going to be it's going to be a really close matchup, I think. I think it's going to be a battle of another Game 7 in this one, I see. But don't get me wrong for the Milwaukee Bucks on that one. For Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis being in there, Chris Middleton is doing pretty well. Mike Budenholzer is doing really well from the head coaching down there. But I think the way that this is going to go, I think this is going to come down whoever's going to show up the most and who can stay healthiest the most. Because that's going to be on both the key momentum in the playoffs anyway for the NBA. So I think for this one, I hate to break Atlanta's hearts again. It's kind of like with Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. But I could just see Milwaukee just beating them out in this one. I think Milwaukee, they're going to show up. Atlanta's going to show up. Don't get me wrong. But I think for that, I don't think they have enough player mortality, I think I would say, to gain them that much. But I think if I had to choose, who would I trust more? Giannis and Chris Middleton. I mean, that's the two guys. I would probably say that. But I think what I'm going to go with, don't get me wrong, they got some great young talent in there. Clint Capela from Switzerland, I think he's going to be really good. He's doing really well on that one. And, of course, we got a former Duke overall guy, Cameron Reddish, who is doing really well as well. Which I believe he's been hurt, I think. I think he's on the injured roster. But I think what I'm saying is, I think this is a great underdog story for me, for Atlanta. So I think that's what I'm going to say. But I don't know how long they're going to last. So I think that's what don't know. So I don't. This is going to be close, but I think Atlanta's going to put up a fight. But I think it's not going to be enough. But I'm going to say this. I think the key momentum for Atlanta to go really far in the playoffs was they got a former Sixer in Lou Williams. So I think maybe that's a key momentum. But I don't know. He was a Sixth Man of the Year award 3 times, and I think he's going to get this one this year, too. So I think it'd be a 4-time Sixth Man of the Year. So I think he's been stepping up to the plate on that one. But I think the way this is going to go, yikes, I don't know. I don't know for me. I think it's going to be... Yeah, but we... And of course, don't get me wrong on another play. I just remembered Trae Young. I think Trae Young is going to help him out as well. Trae Young had a hell of a series against Atlanta. I think he's going to have it keep going as well. But if Trae Young and Tony Snell, I think guys like them, and John Collins and Chris Capella, I think they can put up a fight with Milwaukee. So I think they're going to probably do something with that. So, but like I said, if I were Atlanta really well, don't promote Nate McMillan as the head coach. I think he's going to do really well. He turned the team really well on that one. And I think if they keep Nate McMillan, that franchise is going to go deep really far in the playoffs like they are now. So they're going to be a dangerous team coming up if they hire Nate McMillan. So I think that's the way it should go. I know my Celtics are looking for a head coach right now. If Atlanta lets them walk, give him another head coaching job, that's going to be a big mistake for Atlanta. But I think Atlanta should definitely do that. I think they should. So just keep Nate McMillan as their head coach. I think he's going to be turning that franchise around. I think they're going to go make a serious threat for an Eastern Conference, if I'm mistaken. They could be on the lookout for Brooklyn. Be on the lookout like they did in Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia just noticed that right now. And for my Celtics as well. And possibly maybe Toronto. So you got some really mixed teams coming up. I think Atlanta is going to be really good in the roster right now. I can definitely see that right now in their future. So I think they're going to be a young, talented team. I think they can get better as the years go by. So we'll see how that one goes. But what I'm going to say in the series right now, it's going to be 7-game series. Giannis and Chris Middleton, they're going to, and don't get me wrong, I almost forgot. Yeah, I almost forgot their head coach, Mike Budenholzer. I think they want it more in the finals, to go in the finals. And I think that's what's going to be the case. I think I'm going to pick Milwaukee to go into NBA Finals for the first time, I think, since in the 70s, I think. So, I think it's since the 70s, since 74, I think the last time they went to the finals. So it's been a long time for them, I think. I'm trying to remember if they made it that far. So, yeah, I think it was since the 50s. So, since 1974, they went to the finals. So I think they're wanting it more than anyone else. So I'm going to say the Milwaukee Bucks over the Atlanta Hawks in 7 games in this one. So I think it's going to be coming down to a fight. So I think that's the way it's going to go on that one. But I will definitely say this. MVP candidate, Giannis. I think he's going to get the MVP candidate again. So I think he's going to be in that one. So I'm going to a little mixed emotion with the awards coming up and for the NBA and the picks going in. So I figured I'd tell you that. So anyways, that's my pick for the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's head to the Western Conference Finals. I apologize. It wasn't the Utah Jazz. Duh. Dumb. Anyways, it was the Clippers and the Suns, I should say. And the Suns are going to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since '93. And the Clippers are going to the Western Conference Finals for the first time ever. So it's going to be very interesting in there going. And don't get me wrong, Tyler Lue is doing really well for them, for the Clippers. He could be definitely a Coach of the Year nominee too for the LA Clippers. But don't get me wrong on this one. For the Atlanta Hawks, the Phoenix Suns. The Suns are doing really well. So, but one problem. Chris Paul. So I understand Chris Paul's doing really well with that sweep. But Chris Paul, I don't know if he's going to come back for Game 2 tonight or in the next night or whatever. Tomorrow night, I don't think. But Monty Williams is really good as well. So I think Monty Williams is going to be definitely a Coach of the Year candidate as well. But that being forced to say, I think for the Phoenix Suns, their key momentum and Marty Booker and Chris Paul. Now that Chris Paul is in the COVID protocol, I think it's going to be very tough for the Phoenix Suns to get back on track on there with the LA Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to win Game 2 tonight. I think it's tonight or tomorrow night. But I know the Suns won the first game. That was really nice. But I think the way this is going to go right now, I think this is going to be another fight for as well. But which I learned about this a while ago, that Arizona Cardinals legend Larry Fitzgerald is part owner for the Suns, which I was kind of surprised. I didn't know about that like a few years ago. So, anyways, that being said, I think the way I see for the Phoenix Suns right now, you got to rely on a lot of players right now, including Marty Booker. Booker, who's been playing lights out for them all year. And then Booker could be an MVP candidate as well. So, and I think for Devin Booker, no, not Marty Booker, Devin Booker, excuse me. And Javion Carter, I think Carter's going to do good as well. You know, I think a lot of guys in this one. And Jay Crowder, former Celtics, who's been playing really well as well for Phoenix, I think he's been stepping out in the playoffs as well. But Torrey Craig and Javon Carter, they have a lot of young, talented roster. They're going to be really good as well. But we still got some problems with Chris Paul being on the roster. Well, even in the protocol. So with the COVID, I think he got vaccinated if I'm not mistaken, but I don't really remember if he did or not. But I don't know. But I'm gonna say this for Chris Paul: when he comes back, I think the Suns are gonna win this one out. But I don't know when he's coming back. But if he comes back like at least the third game or fourth game, maybe too late for them. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned right now, it's going to be really tough to see the timeline return for Chris Paul. We don't know what's going to happen on that one. But other than that, I think because of that, I think the Clippers are going to bounce back after Chris Paul tested positive for COVID. I think they're going to turn that. He's going to turn around. He finally gets to the Western Conference Finals, and he doesn't play. And that's going to be a big, big cost for the Phoenix Suns on that one. We don't know how long he's going to be out, and I don't know when he's going to get tested again or anything like that. It's going to be really long, too long to tell. And I'm going to say this. Even though the Suns win, I think the Clippers are going to win this one out. And I think the Clippers are going to go to the NBA Finals for the first time in their franchise history. And I'll say this. Another LA team is going to the Finals, but it's not the Lakers. So I think that's the way it's going to go. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong on that one. Paul George played a good game last night, but he didn't really get the job done. But he needs to know. They need to know what's going to happen with the Chris Paul situation, and I don't know. That's going to be too much to handle for the Suns right now. I think they're going to win Game 2 tonight, and possibly maybe the series. So, honestly, they might take another game out of this, but I don't see anything else going on with Chris Paul. He is the main attraction right now in there. And that being said, I'm going to say the Clippers in 6 games in this one. So, there you have it for the finals. The Clippers and the Bucks in the NBA Finals this year. Got a team who never made it to the finals versus a team that never went to the finals since the 70s. I think that's the way it's going to roll out in the series. I think it's going to be a very good series to win. I would like to see that, actually. I don't care if it really goes in the finals, really. I like to see, if they had a Final Four, I would definitely, in the finals, I definitely want to see all 4 of them in the finals, but can't have that. So I have to pick who I think is going to be the best or most. And honestly, the healthiest team right now in the Western Conference Finals is the Clippers, despite the Kawhi Leonard injury. So, and I think that's going to despite them the most. And if that's going to work out, I don't know. So I think they can manage well without Kawhi Leonard for one game. I think they're going to bounce back. I don't know why I say that, but I think that's the way it's going to go. So here you have it. Like I said, Clippers in 6 games in the Western Conference Finals. The Bucks in 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals. Those are my final NBA Finals predictions in the NBA Finals. And that's going to wrap. Okay, excuse me. That's going to be the wrap up for the my NBA Conference Finals predictions. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back soon for the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Well, the Stanley Cup Finals for the NHL, which is very interesting right now. Vegas won last night, so it's a 2-2 series. We'll find out about the Islanders tonight. I think they're playing tonight, the Islanders and the Lightning. So I think, yeah, they play tonight, and that's a tied series right there. And that's going to be a good one to watch tonight. So I think this is going to be very good. We're going to probably find out in a few days who's going to be in the finals. Until then, I'll be back for that. And this is Andrew Warren saying, rock out.